So, breaking news, Lockheed Martin is out of the Navy's FA-XX competition. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So, Breaking Defense has an exclusive report, which is also being reported by Reuters and not really giving them credit, but I'm going to use their article to talk about this. Exclusive: Lockheed out of the Navy's FA-XX future fighter competition. It's a source, so unverified, probably officially. The Lockheed submitted a bid for the next-gen fighter for the Navy, but the proposal did not satisfy the Navy's criteria, leaving two players, Boeing and Northrop Grumman, as the remaining competitors. And so it basically says that they're out of the running for the next-gen air dominance, or FA-XX. For the Navy side, we talked about the NGAD, whether it was on pause or was going to continue for the Air Force side. But the Navy's doing their own thing, and now it's down to Northrop Grumman and Boeing, because Boeing has the Super Hornet and the Growler that are currently being used by the Navy. This would be Northrop's first contract since the Tomcat. So they even talk about how it's famed in the movie. But Lockheed just kind of cornered the market on fifth-gen fighters with the F-35, that Amy, and the F-22 Raptor. This is their highest profile competition in over 2 decades, but little is known about what's going on. The Navy Secretary characterized it as next-gen aircraft offering significant advancements in operational reach and capacity within contested environments to outpace adversaries while maintaining a naval air dominance. But in the budget request, they delayed $1 billion of research and development funding that had been slated for it to fund other readiness priorities. But they're still committed to it. Navy has not publicly commented on that, but they remain committed to awarding the contract this year, and they will field a manned 6th-generation fighter. But that doesn't mean it'll happen. So, is this good news or bad news? Mover's opinion only. There's another video I'm going to make here about the F-15EX, because there was an FY 2024 annual report from the Operational Test and Evaluation. And if you look at that stuff, Boeing is doing everything wrong except for the fighter division. The MH-139 has a lot of issues because Leonardo helicopter, Boeing, problems. The KC-46, a lot of issues. We just talked about they discovered cracks. It's really from the mill side, but it's a civilian aircraft that they've made mill. So stuff that they have developed from other countries or manufacturers or from other divisions like the civilian side, they're having problems. The T-7, for example, has a series of problems, is delayed, behind. It's just they're not the Boeing that they used to be. But somehow, when it comes to the Super Hornet and the EX, Boeing has been getting it right. I don't know if it's because they've got more McDonnell Douglas side of things on that side of the company, and they're kind of shielded from the rest of the dumpster fire. But on the fighter side, they're doing well, and they're doing it well with the Navy. I mean, it's Super Hornets. They're already integrated with the Navy. They have a good plan. I'm going to do a video about the EX specifically and what the annual report said separately. But for this, we're down to 2. I would be interested to see why Lockheed Martin dropped out. They're still in the running for the NGAD, the Next Generation Air Dominance Fighter for the Air Force, and that could be playing a role in it as well. There's no information as far as why Lockheed didn't meet the requirements, but I could easily see them shifting their focus just to the NGAD and all the other. I mean, Lockheed's got a ton of projects, but they're not without blame either. F-35's had its own set of issues. The Super Hornet and the EX are good examples of why Boeing might be successful, but the pitfalls that we've talked about before are we, for whatever reason, in 2025 cannot field, test, develop, and implement anything new in any reasonable amount of time. By the time it gets fielded for operations, it's already been overcome by events, and we're doing upgrades, and those upgrades take a while, as we saw with the F-35. Now, on the Northrop Grumman side, they haven't really been involved on the fighter side in a while, but they've been doing the bomber side very well with the B-21, and that design, build, implementation, as far as I know, unless something new and breaking has happened since then, the B-21 has been on time and meeting or exceeding expectations. And it is a highly advanced bomber with a lot of tech that can be used in this competition. So I honestly, Boeing's got their thing, but I think when they look at the competition, they'll go, okay, who can actually produce a fighter on time, under budget, and meeting all the requirements? Boeing's got a lot in their pocket with the Super Hornet and the F-15EX, but those were existing platforms under McDonnell Douglas into the merger. They've really struggled lately. So Northrop might be a front runner and a contender, especially having shown what they've done with the B-21. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm hopeful that we're able to field something because as time goes on, the technology changes and we need something to replace our aging fleets. And I like that the Navy's doing their own thing because, as we've talked about in the past, one size fits all does not work. So the Navy needs their own 6th-gen fighter, and the Air Force needs their own 6th-gen fighter, and the Marines need their own thing. They don't need a one size fits all, because when you start compromising designs so that everybody can be happy, nobody's happy. So, but interesting story. Thought I would share. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Opinions are my own, not the DoD, not any contractor, anything like that. Just interesting stuff to talk about. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.